Namaste, everybody. Namaste to all YouTube family members of Chrysalis. Welcome back, and I'm back again with very exciting subject of meetings. This is a channel which we have been dedicated to. This was dedicated to life-based subjects for the last 20 years. जो पहली बार सुन रहे हैं उनके लिए मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ that the last 20 or years we have been into life based training on, and most of the last 3 4 5 years on YouTube, in the form of happy minds. And happy minds mein kafi people from all walks of life, they're there. People from across the country, they're there. Even abroad, they join me every Saturday morning at 7. So वहां पर ना business based questions आने लगे, and I would answer the questions on the business side. But then we had people who are from not from the business side. They felt that that should be focused entirely on the life based subjects. फिर हमने फिर एक नया इनिशिएटिव चालू किया एक 1.5 2 महीने पहले, and this is called MG Live on Business. So some insights from my side on the business side for all of you, and this is an outcome of my interaction with entrepreneurs who have been with me for years. And some of you are already listening. Namaste, Namdev. Namaste, Nimesh. Good to see you, Snehal. Uh, Lovely to see all of you this very morning. So, entrepreneurs who have been with me for the last many years, they have, picked up insights on the business side from whatever I could share with them. And I also on the traveling with them, being along with them, तो मैंने भी उनसे बहुत कुछ समझा सीखा as to how they're implementing it. So whatever I'm going to share today, and all the sessions which I've been sharing in the past and in the future, it is an outcome of my understanding, their implementation, my again understanding, और उन सबकी insights का हल्का सा crux मैं आपके सामने रखता हूँ. And of course, this is also a part of my various business programs, चाहे वो अरा समस्ती हो, चाहे वो leadership हो, तो उसके कुछ insights हैं, snippets हैं जो ये sessions के through मैं आप सब तक पहुंचा रहा हूँ. So be there and do ask questions if you have any. And अगर आपको ये insights अच्छे लगे, आपको connect होते हैं, so do share with your friends and do so, ask them to subscribe to our channel. Sure. Morning, Naren. Good to see you. You are one now consistent follower, and I see you more or less every week and every session. Wonderful. Continue connecting with me, and I'm sure a lot of insights on the business side and life side would be there for all of you. चलिए, आज का सब्जेक्ट है meetings and the importance of meetings. Well, let me start on this note of what people think about meetings. And but surprising. In fact, I have just recruited somebody from one of the biggest companies in India, which was into edtech space, and funded by the world's best organizations. वहां से ये बंदे को मैंने he has joined Chrysalis as an organization for sales. Or I was quite surprised that the kind of importance he should have had about meetings was missing. In fact, उनकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जहाँ वो काम करते थे पहले, उनकी टीम को ये मीटिंग्स के बारे में या मीटिंग्स के रेलेवेंस इंपॉर्टेंस के बारे में ऐसा किसी ने कोई इंसाइट ही नहीं दिया. सो मीटिंग्स वर अ ड्रैग फॉर देम, एंड दिस हैज बीन द केस फॉर मेनी एंटरप्रेन्योर्स. जब मैं मिलता हूँ उनसे, so they want to kind of avoid meetings, or they feel meetings are a waste of time. And same is the case with their leadership and their team members कि यार अच्छा मीटिंग में जाना है. And for many, meetings are kind of a एक डरावनी बात होती है. It's something to fear, because many times the entrepreneurs, they organize meetings in a crisis or during a crisis or when crisis hits them. तो अक्सर मीटिंग्स जो हो जाती हैं वो बन जाती हैं बजाओ मीटिंग्स कि आज आज किसकी बजने वाली है. सो whenever the boss says come to the meeting room or let's have a meeting tomorrow, तो लोग वैसे डरे रहते हैं कि अभी किसके ऊपर जो है गाज गिरने वाली है, किसकी बजने वाली है. And this has given a bad name to this so very important part of a business called meetings. और मैं जितना इसके बारे में बात करता हूँ, जितना मैं डेप्थ में जाता हूँ इस सब्जेक्ट के, उतना ही मैं सोचता हूँ कि हाउ कैन वी not hold this at a level where it should be held, because it is such a vital aspect of business. It is so very important that we have a regular mechanism of meetings. क्योंकि इसके बिना बिजनेस आगे बढ़ेगा नहीं. But still people are doing businesses without conducting meetings in a way it should be conducted. But just to give you some clarity, where अगर आप इसको समझ पाओ और इस समझ से अपनी मीटिंग्स को कंडक्ट करोगे, जो आज मैं आपसे शेयर करूंगा, so I'm sure your meetings will become much more effective and much more powerful. Chalo, some more people have joined in. Namaste, Sanjay, Saurabh. Good to see you early in the morning. It's a wintry morning, and 7 is a very uncomfortable time for many. And 7 also happens to be time for some people to take care of their morning routines of going for a walk or a gym. But still, you're here. It reflects that this subject means something to you. So welcome back. So coming back to meetings, and so what I was sharing is ये जो meetings के बारे में जो समझ है लोगों के मन में, ये अगर समझ थोड़ी ऊपर लेवल चले जाए, थोड़ी एक पक्की हो जाए, तो शायद मीटिंग्स का आउटकम अच्छे हो जाएंगे. और जब मीटिंग्स के आउटकम अच्छे होंगे, फिर मीटिंग्स को करने की इच्छा बढ़ेगी. बट लाइक आई सेड अर्लियर, it's very surprising that I hear leadership say, if only I didn't have to take meetings, I would love my job more. और ये होता है. You see your senior leadership team, they may not say it to you, but in their mind they would have this कि अगर मीटिंग ना लेना पड़े ना, I would love my job more. क्योंकि उसका मीटिंग का एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा नहीं है, उसकी मीटिंग्स अच्छी नहीं जाती हैं, उस मीटिंग्स का आउटकम अच्छे नहीं होते हैं. When the outcome is not good because you did not conduct the meeting the way it should have been conducted, then somewhere the resistance to conduct a meeting in the future will be there. And if the meeting's outcome are not as per what you had thought of, then definitely why would people like meetings? जब मीटिंग्स करने के बाद लोग स्ट्रेस निकलेंगे, थके हुए निकलेंगे, they would come out anxious, they would come out frustrated, they would come out angry. So why would people love meetings? तो आप चेक करो, सबसे पहला ये चेक करो कि आपकी जब मीटिंग खत्म होती है, how do people walk out as? Do they come out gung ho? Do they come out feeling confident about the future? Do they come out feeling excited about what they have to do? Do they come out feeling thoughtful about what you're into? How do they walk out of the meeting room? And if they come out dejected, if they come out, lost, if they come out kind of, as if कि यार ये दिमाग जो है ना बिल्कुल दिमाग का दही हो गया है, there's somewhere things are not okay. This means हमने मीटिंग ढंग से ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं करी. तो ये तो वही बात होगी ना कि आप कह रहे हो कि आई विश आई डिडंट हैव टू टेक मीटिंग्स, इफ आई डिडंट हैव टू टेक मीटिंग्स आई वुड लव माय जॉब. तो मैं अगर मीटिंग्स नहीं लेता तो मुझे अपने जॉब से मोहब्बत होती. तो ये तो वही बात होगी कि एक सर्जन कह रहा है कि इफ आई डिडंट हैव टू टेक ऑपरेशंस देन आई वुड लव माय जॉब. अरे आप सर्जन हो, आपको तो काम ही ऑपरेट करना. हाउ कैन यू लव योर जॉब इफ यू डोंट ऑपरेट? इन द सेम वे अगर आप लीडर हो, हाउ विल यू लव योर जॉब if you don't take meetings? Because meetings are an inseparable part of leadership. Leadership को तो meetings करनी ही करनी. तो चलिए, let me share with you a few aspects. So one is what of meetings, second is why of meetings, third is when of meetings, and the fourth is how of meetings. So meetings for what, right? That's one. Then why these meetings? Third is when should we have meetings, and fourth is how do we conduct meetings. अगर इसमें क्लैरिटी आ गई हल्की सी, this is a huge subject. I take normally a day in my Rasamasti program. I take it for the entire day, this entire concept of meetings. But आपको ये 15-20 मिनट आधे घंटे में let me share as much as I can. So the what of meetings, meetings for what? इसका मतलब है कि अगर आप मीटिंग्स ले रहे हो, इसका मतलब है आपके पास एक ऑब्जेक्टिव क्लियर है, आपने अपना विजन सेट किया हुआ है, आपके पास स्ट्रैटेजीज हैं जो आपने लाइन अप करी हुई है. तो समवेयर मीटिंग्स आर फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ये जो हमने स्ट्रैटेजी सेट करी थी, जो हमने विजन सेट किया था, आर वी ऑन ट्रैक और हैव वी लॉस्ट आवर वे द लास्ट फ्यू मंथ्स, और आर वी समवेयर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द डायरेक्शन ऑफ अ विजन, और आर वी मूविंग इन सम अदर डायरेक्शन. और ये स्वाभाविक है, ये नेचुरल है. आप अपनी लाइफ में देख लो, या फिर आप अपना यू सी योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एज सच, आप अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ में ले लो, देख लो, अपनी फैमिली लाइफ में देख लो, आप यू विल सी दिस दैट रास्ते से भटकना इज कॉमन, ये आम बात है, कोई भी भटकेगा, बट वापस ट्रैक में आना ये जरूरी है. So you start on a health regime or you start on a diet, and you will see that after 1 week or 10 days, you have gone astray. आप थोड़ा रास्ते से भटक गए हो. तो ये कोई गलत बात नहीं है, कोई अनोखी बात नहीं है. लेकिन उस गलत रास्ते पे चलते रहना may not be right. So you have to come back on track. So you decide an initiative in the organization. तो आपने कुछ नया चालू किया, और हर हमेशा कोई चीज नहीं होती है ना, तो उसमें बड़ा शोर से चालू होती है, सेलिब्रेशन चालू होती है, हंगामा होता है. सो लॉट ऑफ एक्साइटमेंट इज देयर व्हेनेवर यू स्टार्ट समथिंग न्यू. लेकिन वो कितने दिन तक सस्टेन रहती है, दैट्स अ बिग क्वेश्चन. So when we set a vision or when we have a strategy lined up for a quarter or for a year, it's important that we understand कि जिस शोर शराबे से वो चालू हुई थी, जिस बैंड बाजे के साथ हमने वो एक्टिविटी को इनिशिएट किया था, क्या वो एक्टिविटी अभी भी जिंदा है? क्या वो डायरेक्शन में अभी भी हम चल रहे हैं? And that's where meetings come into. So meetings for what? Meetings are, number one, the major reason for a meeting is to ensure that you are on track. It's a review. Second reason why meetings should be conducted, it brings in a sense of accountability, a very strong sense of accountability. कि जब हम बोलते हैं ना कि why should you conduct meetings, तो who's accountable? How would you know if meetings are not happening, if you are not able to understand किसकी जिम्मेदारी क्या है? तो accountability नहीं होती organization के अंदर. So meetings, they kind of bring in a sense of accountability. Why would you conduct a meeting? Because you feel I am accountable. I would like to know where we are. Meetings are conducted because you take ownership. अगर आपने ओनरशिप नहीं ली तो मीटिंग नहीं करोगे. तो मीटिंग करने का मतलब क्या है? आपने वो जिम्मेदारी ले ली, आपने उस जिम्मेदारी की मालकियत ले ली. And you're saying to yourself, oh, let me get my handle, let me get my let me have clarity on where we are. Let me have clarity about हो क्या रहा है. So this seeking clarity is nothing else but ownership. So why should meetings happen? Because they bring in a sense of accountability. Number 3 reason why we should have meetings. कि मीटिंग्स होती हैं जब तो मीटिंग होने से कम्युनिकेशन बढ़ता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर, एंड कम्युनिकेशन हैपेंस थ्रू द राइट चैनल्स. देखिए, आप चैनल बिल्ड करें ना करें, वो कम्युनिकेशन तो हो गए होगा. इट इज जस्ट लाइक कि भाई आपने एक नाली बनाई कि नहीं बनाई, उसके पानी के फ्लो के लिए आप नहीं बनाओगे, पानी तो फ्लो करेगा ही करेगा. लेकिन जब आप उसको एक चैनल बना के नहीं दोगे तो पानी कहीं और रास्ते से फ्लो करेगा जहां से नहीं करना चाहिए, and it will cause damage to the building and to wherever it goes. But if you have a right channel for the flow of water, the water will flow through the channel. So meetings are a great way to kind of have a proper structured channel for communication. क्योंकि लोग है ना, काम करते हैं तो बातें करते हैं तो फिर कम्युनिकेशन होता है. कम्युनिकेशन इन सेंस जो होना चाहिए, जिस तरीके से होना चाहिए, शायद वो वैसे नहीं होता. तो मीटिंग्स आर अ ग्रेट वे to have communication from top to bottom and from bottom to top. It's a great way to understand what's happening. Or in the absence of meetings, क्या होता है? You have grapevine communication. So when we say what is grapevine communication, बोलते ना, आपने अपने विश्वसनीय सूत्रों से सुना है, एंड हर लीडर का कोई ना कोई विश्वसनीय सूत्र होता है, एंड दैट इज सो वेरी डैमेजिंग इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. कि आपके जासूस हैं, आपके विश्वसनीय सूत्र हैं, जिनके थ्रू आपको मालूम पड़ता है कि हो क्या रहा है. Why should they tell you? Why should you not have communication happening with you, or the communication coming to you directly? ऐसा क्यों नहीं कोई चैनल है where the communication from bottom comes to you if you're a leader, and from you it goes to the bottom? ऐसा क्यों नहीं होता है? और जब आप वो कम्युनिकेशन के चैनल को ऐसे विश्वसनीय सूत्रों पे छोड़ देते हो, तो वो किस रूप में पहुंचता है नीचे, और किस रूप में नीचे से ऊपर आता है, यू कैन नॉट इवन इमेजिन. सो मीटिंग्स आर अ ग्रेट वे फॉर इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन टू हैपन इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, फॉर राइट कम्युनिकेशन टू हैपन इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, फॉर स्ट्रक्चर्ड कम्युनिकेशन टू हैपन इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो इंश्योर दैट you use this channel of communication. Number 4, it's a very powerful, meetings are a very powerful way for maintaining health in the organization, for having team health. तो टीम स्पिरिट जो है ना, वो मीटिंग्स के थ्रू आती है. बिकॉज मीटिंग्स में कभी कहा सुनी हो जाती है तो उसको सॉल्व कर लेते हैं. मीटिंग्स में कुछ डिसएग्रीमेंट्स होते हैं तो दे कम आउट इन द ओपन. मीटिंग्स में कुछ पॉइंट्स में कुछ मतभेद होता है तो दे कम इन द ओपन. कुछ बिकॉज मीटिंग्स आर सपोज्ड टू बी इंटेंस, मीटिंग्स आर सपोज्ड टू बी फॉरवर्ड गोइंग. तो जब आप मीटिंग्स करते हो तो समवेयर इन द इंटायर the way you're conducting your meetings, you will see that if it is done properly, you will see that a lot of emotions are vented out, a lot of thoughts they come out. किसी का रिजल्ट्स आते हैं, कोई नॉन परफॉर्मर्स होते हैं, कोई परफॉर्मर्स होते हैं, किसी की ताली बज रही है, किसी को गाली पड़ रही है, किसी का काम अच्छा हो रहा है, किसी का नहीं हो रहा है. तो ये सब क्या ओपन में आ जाता है. एंड एज अ रिजल्ट इंटरनली पीपल आर ओके, दे हेल्दी. जब ये ओपन में नहीं आता है, अप्रिसिएशंस ओपन में नहीं होते हैं, लोगों को they're not getting the kind of clarity which they should get in the open. If people are not reprimanded in the open, तो somewhere कहीं ना कहीं अंदर सबके कुछ चल रहा होता है. And then the health of the organization is not what it should be. वो बोलते हैं ना कि जब पेट खराब होता है and you vomit and then you feel अरे यार अभी ठीक लग रहा है. So meetings are also one way by which you bring out which is inside you. So team health के लिए बड़ा important है meetings. And of course, it is very important for the momentum in the organization. And this is such a very powerful word called momentum. आपने कभी इसकी इंपॉर्टेंस समझी है कि नहीं समझी मुझे नहीं मालूम, लेकिन इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इन अ बिजनेस, मोमेंटम का होना बहुत जरूरी है. आप अपना मोमेंटम खो देते हो ना, तो आप देखो कि समवेयर you will use more resources, you will use more energy, you will use more time to come back to momentum. वो बोलते हैं कि अभी आप अगर if you were to study I was reading a report that planes when they fly and if they have to take a stop and then they have to come down and again take off, the consumption of energy is almost 50% more because they use the energy to slow down, to come down and then again to take off. अगर वो उड़ता ही रहेगा ना मोमेंटम में, तो टाइम भी बचेगा, एनर्जी भी बचेगा, फ्यूल भी बचेगा. that's the power of momentum. अगर और सिंपल सेंस में आप मोमेंटम समझोगे, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर इनटू जॉगिंग और रनिंग. आई हैव बीन इनटू मैराथन्स एंड आई हैव बीन इनटू जॉगिंग. तो जब मैं सुबह निकलता हूं ना घर से जॉगिंग के लिए, तो पहला 500 मीटर, पहला 1 किलोमीटर पूरी बॉडी बोल रही होती है यार बस हो गया. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट रनिंग 10 किलोमीटर्स और 15 किलोमीटर्स, और पहले 500 मीटर में पहले 1 किलोमीटर में ही बॉडी बोलती है अतः बस इनफ, अभी बंद करो. बिकॉज द बॉडी इज नॉट इन मोमेंटम, द बॉडी इज नॉट इन अलाइनमेंट. तो बॉडी का हर पार्ट बोलता है कि यार अभी थक गया. एंड आई स्टार्ट पैंटिंग, my legs start kind of giving me some signal ki nahi, it's okay if you don't do it today. So the entire body is against running. But then I've noticed it every time means every time I've noticed this. मैं कुछ डिस्टेंस कवर करता हूं, चाहे वो 500 मीटर होता है, कभी कभी 1 किलोमीटर होता है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द स्टेट व्हिच आई एम इन. तो वो डिस्टेंस कवर करने के बाद द बॉडी गेट्स इनटू अलाइनमेंट and the body gets into that momentum, and then running becomes a lot more easier than what it was the first 500 meters or first 1 kilometer. And then body momentum mein aa gayi, and then it just happens. So that's the power of momentum. तो आपको ये पूछना है अपने आप से कि मेरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में मोमेंटम है कि नहीं. When I talk to sales people, I always say that never rest after getting a sale. Never rest. ऐसे आके खुशी में एकदम सेलिब्रिटी मूड में आके बैठ जाओ जैसे तुमने जंग फतेह कर ली है, ऐसा नहीं फील करो. The moment you get a sale, you should be ready for another call, because the best time to get a sale is when you have got a sale. The moment you get a sale, you are on a high. You feel great about it when you have an account, when you have a check with you. आप खुश होते हो, आप कहते हो यार वाह, this worked and my results have come. And then on that high, you are on that momentum. And अक्सर मैं देखता हूँ सेल्स के लोग वो मोमेंटम तोड़ देते. Because एक अकाउंट आ गया, they feel glad about it, they rest, They don't make another appointment. They don't go for another sales call. और मोमेंटम टूटता है तो वापस बिल्ड करना जब होता है तो वापस टाइम, एनर्जी, इनर्शिया सबको बीट करना पड़ता है. So if you are listening to me and if you're in sales, so understand this, that when you have just got an account, when you have just closed a sale, that's a time when you're in a high. That's a time when you're in momentum. That's when your communication is free flowing. उस momentum में एक और call कर डालो. You will see results coming to you faster. प्रॉब्लम कहाँ होता है जब वो लोकोमोटिव को वापस शुरू से छुक 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 चालू करना पड़ता है. लेकिन जब वो लोकोमोटिव मोमेंटम में होता है, कट 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 चल रहा होता है, then anything is possible. वो कहानी सुनी हमने बचपन में, हम सुनते थे कि स्टीम इंजन जो है with all the power, we talk about huge power, वो ऐसा 10 15 20 बोगीज को खींचता है इंजन, तो उसके अंदर इतनी पावर है, लेकिन with all that power which it has of thousands of horse power inside, उस स्टीम इंजन के अगर व्हील्स के आगे आप 2 इंच के एक वुडन अगर आप ब्लॉक रख दोगे दोनों व्हील्स के आगे, तो with all that power, that stationary steam engine would not move an inch. That's what it is. क्योंकि उसका मोमेंटम नहीं है. लेकिन अगर वही स्टीम इंजन एट अ स्पीड ऑफ 30-40 किलोमीटर एन आवर अगर वो चल रहा है, मोमेंटम में है, it can break through the toughest of concrete walls. वो concrete wall को तोड़ के निकल जाएगा इंजन. Same engine, same power, but one was in momentum and one was stationary. तो stationary है तो वो छोटी सी गिट्टी भी उसको रोक लेती है, अगर वो momentum में है तो बड़ी दीवार भी उसको रोक नहीं सकती. So meetings, they create that momentum. And I'm surprised many times when entrepreneurs don't understand this, when entrepreneurs don't leverage on the momentum created by meetings. They don't have a discipline to conduct the meetings. And that's what I'm coming to after momentum. The fifth reason of conducting meeting is that you have discipline. You bring in discipline in the organization. But hang on to this part called momentum. कि ये momentum अगर रहा ना तो आप बहुत सारी मुश्किलात से आप निकल जाती हो. Because you're in that flow, you're in that speed. और आप समझो कि अगर आप I said you're downhill and you're in momentum and there is an uphill in front. So what happens is the more you have speed here, the more you will be able to move up this uphill faster and without using much of your energy. लेकिन आप हिल के नीचे हो, you don't have any momentum, and then you start cycling up, you will feel it is impossible to cycle up that hill. And I'm talking from a cyclist perspective also. So मैंने आपको running का भी perspective दे दिया, अभी मैं आपको cycling का perspective दे रहा हूँ. That when the cycle is in motion, it can go up the most difficult of challenges. Same is with organizations. कि हमारी organizations में, सबके organizations में कुछ ना कुछ challenging moments आते हैं. Maybe a customer who's upset, maybe a team member who's left, maybe there is some outside factor which has come up as a challenge. तो हम अपने challenges से गुजर रहे हैं. तो गुजरते में उस challenges को handle करने की क्षमता कहाँ से आती है? If the organization is in momentum. But organization पहले से थमा हुआ है, पहले से chaos में है, और फिर एक challenge और आ गया. It is so difficult to handle that challenge. So teams that meet regularly, they are in momentum. And when you're in momentum, you're able to create the energy inside you to handle the challenge which you are facing at that moment. You're able to surpass and bypass that challenge. चलिए, कुछ कनेक्ट हुआ आपको जो मैंने आपसे शेयर किया? But this time, this is so important to grasp the most important aspects of life. Absolutely. So not only in the business side, but even on the family side. See, you have a big event coming up. Maybe there's a marriage in the family. Maybe there is a function. Maybe there's something lined up. Would you not have a meeting for that? Right? And the best way to conduct that shadi and that event or whatever it is there is to have a series of meetings at regular intervals. तो आपने कहा 6 महीने बाद शादी है, तो आपने 6 महीने का विजन सेट हो गया, 6 महीने का ऑब्जेक्टिव सेट हो गया. Now what do? You conduct a meeting at home, and then in the meeting you say, okay, ये हमारे काम है. So then what do? You delegate the work to everybody. ये तेरा काम है, ये तेरा काम है, तेरा काम है. तो टेंट का काम ये करेगा, खाने का काम ये करेगा, गेस्ट को बुलाने का काम ये करेगा, लिस्ट ये बनाएगा, गिफ्ट्स का काम ये करेगा. So you have delegated the work. Then what do? Then you go to, on the day of the marriage, you ask, हाँ भी क्या हुआ? ऐसे नहीं करते हो ना. Then after 1 week or 10 days, you again have a meeting and you say, हाँ भाई क्या हुआ, कहाँ पर क्या प्रोग्रेस हुई है. And then you come to know where you are. मालूम पड़ा जिसने गिफ्ट का काम करना था वो आदमी तो उसने अंगड़ाई भी नहीं ली है, वो सोया पड़ा हुआ है. He has not even moved. So then you shake him up and he says, hello, तेरा काम है गिफ्ट का, we are just 5 months away. Maybe somebody who's responsible for getting the caterer has just got one caterer's quotation there. तो आप उसको शेक करते हो, कहते हो हेलो भाई तेरे को और लाने. And that's how things happen. And then over a period of time, you conduct a series of meetings and they are structured and you say, okay, I'll meet you after 1 week. I'll meet you after 15 days. And as a leader, you keep on keeping an eye on them through these meetings. You will see that the event will be conducted well. If it can happen for a marriage or a function at home, why the same approach not do wonders in your organization? I think the biggest challenge which you will face is when you will not have meetings conducted periodically. And when you conduct your meetings periodically, at a time which you said you will conduct the meetings, then you bring in discipline. क्योंकि टीम को डिसिप्लिन में लाना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. सबके अपने अपने तरीके होते हैं काम करने के. तो एटलीस्ट इन वन वे एवरीबॉडी इज डिसिप्लिन्ड. एटलीस्ट इन वन एस्पेक्ट एवरीबॉडी इज डिसिप्लिन्ड. सो मीटिंग्स का एक बहुत बड़ा अच्छा इंपैक्ट होता है. इट ब्रिंग्स इन डिसिप्लिन इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. What is the ideal sequence or points of discussions we should have in a weekly team meeting? Okay. Now, Gaurav says, let's understand this. So you'll have, maybe I'll have to take one more session on the meeting side. नहीं तो मेरे program में आ जाओ. I will share with you the entire structured approach of meetings, and I will make you conduct the meeting also there. So what we do in the program is we share as to what kind of meetings are there, and what should happen in each meeting, what should be the agenda of each meeting. The whole idea is, Gaurav has asked this question, the whole idea is that your meetings should be level 10 meetings. So what do you mean by level 10? On a scale of 1 to 10, अगर आपको अपनी मीटिंग्स को रैंक करना है कि मेरी मीटिंग कैसी रही है, on a scale of 1 to 10, I always say that you should aim for level 10. कि मेरी मीटिंग जब निकले बाहर लोग वहां से मीटिंग हॉल से, they should all say, and if they were to be asked कि भी इसकी रैंकिंग करो, all of them should rank the meeting at 10. तो वो 10 मीटिंग के लिए क्या करना चाहिए? You have to have an agenda for every meeting. So weekly meeting is kind of an operational meeting. So you have two kinds of meetings. One is a strategic meeting and one is an operational meeting. And weekly meetings are very, very powerful, very vital. But weekly meetings in isolation will not bring results. ये तो फावड़ागिरी वाला काम है, weekly meeting. But weekly meetings should lead to something. So ideally, what you should have is you should have an objective or a strategy or a goal set. And that objective will be monitored through weekly meetings. So that objective should also have a timeline. So let's say you have a quarterly objective, कि 3 महीने का objective. So you have your 12 or 13 meetings lined up to reach to that objective. And you say, भाई ये हमने goal 3 महीने में पूरा करना है, and 3 महीने में पूरा करने के लिए we will have 13 times we will meet, and 13 times हम लोग समझेंगे कि हम लोग track पे हैं कि नहीं. So your weekly meet should be roughly around an hour or hour and a half, not more than that. And each weekly meet should have at least 4 or 5 agendas. Number one, always start your weekly meets on a note of good news. You don't start with numbers. You don't start directly with reporting. So create some environment which is good. You can start with a prayer. You can start with any company anthem. You can start with some value of yours. You can start on some personal good news. You decide how you want the meeting to start. So maybe a few minutes for that, where everybody is kind of, you break the ice. Everybody's kind of aligning to the whole concept. Never start your meeting with numbers. Always start on a note of alignment. Second is, You have your weekly numbers reported कि पिछले हफ्ते किसने क्या काम किया. So everybody speaks about it. Sales वाला बोलता है मैंने ये काम किया, human resource वाला बोलता है मैंने ये काम किया, production वाला बोलता है मैंने ये काम किया. So everybody reports on their numbers for the last 1 week. You don't say anything, you just listen. So everybody reports, right? Then they speak about what they could not do. So they were supposed to do X amount of work, they could do only Y. So what is the difference between X and Y? They will report on that. And they will also share what stopped them from achieving, why they could not achieve. And the leader of that meeting is jotting down points that why they could not achieve. There is no such, कि आप एक किसी इंसान के पीछे पड़ गए. There is no chillam chilli, there is no gali galaj, there is no firing. You just listen. And once you come to know that, okay, this is the reason why they could not do. So you see through the genuinity of the reasons. You see the genuinity of the challenges, of the problems, of the bottlenecks. And then you solve those bottlenecks the next 30 minutes. कि हाँ अच्छा ठीक है ये bottleneck आया. कोई बोलता है सर मेरा लैपटॉप काम नहीं कर रहा था. कोई बोलता है सर कि I had one of my team members left and I could not get this thing done. Okay. So you see the genuinity of the challenges and then you solve those bottlenecks for the next 30 minutes. Then after that has been solved, then you set the agenda for the next week. What is there for the next week? And everybody sets the agenda. So it can be last week's leftover plus this week's agenda. And you say, okay, let's push and because we have a backlog, हमें उसको करना है. Or it can be an absolutely new agenda for this week. कि वो पिछला नहीं हो पा रहा तो ठीक है. उसको हम लेके इस week का हम कुछ curtail करेंगे. And maybe we will divide this work into next 3-4 weeks so that at the end of the quarter हम सब line पे आ गए. So you decide based on that, you strategize, you kind of plan your actions for the next 1 week. And once that has been clear, you ask everybody, is this making sense? Or is it that you have just written because I have asked you to write? They'll say, this means you will do it. You kind of revisit what they've written. You kind of make them accept that this is their goal. You kind of make them understand that this is vital that they achieve this. And in the end, you end the meeting by asking how they're feeling about what they have written for the week. How they're feeling. तो कोई बोलता है सर I'm feeling excited. कोई बोलता है सर काफी काम करना है. कोई बोलता है सर this is wonderful. So you have to ensure that they are on a positive note when they go out. So this is kind of a sandwich meeting. We start on positive, we end on positive. बीच में जो करना है वो कर लो. लेकिन start on positive, end on positive. So in a short span of time, this is what I could share with you, Gaurav. I hope this helps you out. And if you want deeper insight, then do visit us and do write to us, and maybe we'll help you out in the one of our interventions. We can come, because ये छोटे आधे घंटे में इतना ही difficult to go into detail. But understand, let's build the subject one more time. That meetings are very important. Like I shared that जैसे एक सर्जन के लिए ऑपरेशंस इंपॉर्टेंट है, वैसी बिजनेस के लिए मीटिंग्स इंपॉर्टेंट है. अब आप मीटिंग्स ढंग से नहीं कर रहे हो कंडक्ट, gives a bad name to the meeting. आप मीटिंग ढंग से नहीं कंडक्ट कर रहे हो, makes your team members feel that meetings are not important, are irrelevant. आप मीटिंग्स ढंग से नहीं कंडक्ट कर रहे हो, gives kind of an impression to your team that meetings में सबकी बचती है, सबको डांट खानी पड़ती है, बॉस चिल्लम चिल्ली करता है, and that's how people don't like meetings. But अगर मीटिंग्स को ढंग से कंडक्ट किया, meetings can bring in a lot of alignment in the team. Meetings can make team healthy. Meetings can bring in beautiful, lovely communication, structured communication. Meetings bring in accountability. Meetings kind of bring in results. Meetings bring in momentum. Meetings bring in discipline. ये सारे benefits हैं meetings के. तो इन benefits को ध्यान में रखते हुए अपने meetings को structure करो. Maybe in the next session next week, I'll see if I could speak on the very concept of what kind of meetings you can have in the organization. मैं next week उसमें बात करूँगा. I hope and I believe and I wish that आज का session आप लोगों के लिए बढ़िया रहा हो. ठीक है जी. So make a great day for yourself and stay alive and stay active. I will head to the gym, and you too head for your day in the best possible way. And do write to us and do share about our channel with your friends. And if you like it, do tell them that they can listen to our channel on the business side. And every Saturday morning, uh, we have Happy Minds at 7. So you can also be there for live sessions. Chali. Thank you, everybody. Namaste. God bless. See you next week with another Dhamakadar session on business. Please cover how to avoid overdoing on meeting. Naren, I'll share this. If you can ask this question again next week, I'll focus on this. Definitely, I'll share. Hmm? Chali. Thank you, everybody. God bless.